I mean, there's a lot of things going around, and this and that. I mean, we obviously know he didn't fumble the bag. He's doing well. But the thing is there, I saw the Chael Sonnen. He put out an article based on an article. He put out one of his videos, basically saying like he kind of did fumble the bag because that's for one fight equal to what basically the UFC was going to pay him to fight John Jones. No guarantees he was going to beat John and all that stuff. I think the argument is, if we're having this conversation about what is next for him, I mean, in his PFL contract, I heard he has 18 months to fight boxing, and then he can go ahead and come back into the PFL. Can you confirm that that's true or not? He has I think it's like 12 to 18 months to fight boxing, whether it's to get one fight or multiple fights. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I don't know the verbiage as far as the contract goes, but Chael made an interesting point in the regards of he would be right if we weren't injured and had the time to actually be able to fight those fights that he's speaking of. The other side of that coin was we were offered $8 million to fight John Jones. That is correct. But where the hangup was what happens if we potentially lost to John Jones, and where does that set him back?
Yeah.
Contract wise, and again, like people talk about like, oh, well, put your money where your mouth is. It's about setting yourself up correctly and making sure that you're covering your butt on the back end.
Those are people on the couch, by the way, that are saying
100%. People that just don't understand the business side of things. So ultimately, yes, I understand what Chael was saying in regards of had we been able to fight 4 fights in the last year. But because of his knee injury, we did have a minor setback as far as just a cleanup job of the knee that was in April. And then we were able to get back into camp. So had he been able to fight, it probably would have been about the same timeline of fighting John Jones, maybe in September, October for us. Would have made a lot of sense. But he's in a situation now, Josh, where ultimately I feel like he just gets to call his shots. He's on the A side of whatever he decides to do. The PFL sounds like they're more than willing. From what I talked to Ray this weekend, Ray Sefo, they're all about him being able to box, because I think it really also raises the stock of PFL with their star guy going out and making waves and doing the things that he's doing. So right now I think he's back home. He's going to probably hang out for a couple months and then try to figure out what's next for him in the landscape of what boxing looks like. But I'll tell you this, Tyson Fury's not fighting in December that he thought he was going to be doing.
Yeah, it did change to February, didn't it?
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Is it John, real quick, was it always Tyson Fury though during that time? Because with the injury, but was there talking stuff with Anthony Joshua, with Wilder? Was it always Tyson Fury, but then the knee injury kind of held him back and they didn't want to announce anything until he was healthy and ready to get into camp?
We would have fought on the knee, but with the way that the timeline kind of shook out, he was able to get a small cleanup job done on the knee that really helped him out a ton, and really, honestly, made his movement better, made his cardio a lot better. So I'm glad we were able to get that done. But we had the big 3 in our mind. It was Wilder, Joshua, and Fury, with Fury being 1A. If we had the option to fight one of those 3, we were going to be happy, and we were going to shoot for the stars. There was a couple names that came across that didn't make sense for us, and were more, to me, where actually could have been a tougher fight for that matter. But for him to be able to go out and get the Tyson Fury fight for his first pro boxing match, man, it just really set us up for good things to come.
Well, I can tell you, I've been a fan of boxing, been involved in boxing. I refereed boxing. And I honestly, when this fight was happening, I said, look, I love Francis. I think he's just a hell of a person. He's a great MMA fighter. He's going to have a hard time touching Tyson Fury. I just don't see him, having that good of a night against him. And I then came out and said, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Completely wrong. But I gotta ask you one question, because in the 3rd round, when he knocked Tyson Fury down, and you saw him, and I started screaming, not so much for the knockdown, because I saw Francis step forward and he started doing the little dance, and I'm going, get to the goddamn corner, because I wanted the count to go.
100%.
I was like, don't do that. Get to the corner, right? I was yelling, but you got to look and say, I figured that's that's one of those moments. And I've heard so many people, how many people do not understand that boxing is not 10 seconds? It is a 10 count. And when you don't go to the neutral corner, look, I used to referee boxing all the time. And I would tell in the back, let me make this very clear to you. I call him down. I'm going to look and I'm going to point you. You can go to any of the three corners. The one farthest away from me is where I want you to be. If you do not go to that corner, I'm telling you, I'm going to stop the count. I'm going to take my time in looking at you and telling you get back to the corner. And then I'm going to slowly go back and then start doing the count. So it is beneficial for you just go to the neutral corner. And as soon as he started, I was like, no, I was going crazy.
you and me both, because I was like, we're like, at first he was like styling on him and dancing. We're like, go, get in the corner, bro.
But I saw Mike Griffin, the referee, walking him over there. I'm like, shit, God damn it. But it didn't matter. It had to be just an incredible night for you, knowing the guy the way you do and working with him and stuff. To see him, because no one expected him to do as well. Many people feel that he won the fight. If he didn't, I said, look, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care. Look, he won. You want to know who the winner of the night was? That's real simple.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou, the guy with the nice bag that says fumbled. Okay. It's just,
yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better situation in that whole thing. And to be honest, and to be around Francis is one of the nicest guys. He is just a classy individual.
Yeah, unbelievable human being, and a guy like, you just truly pull for. And look, at the end of the day, we just want to see people succeed, right? Like we talk about this all the time. Success is infinite. There's enough to go around for everybody. And if you're cheering against somebody to be successful, you should probably check yourself in the mirror, And we had a great, I'd say 4 or 5 months of just build up to a camp. And I think it really helped us in the regards of we were able to have a boxing camp in segments. And it was like, we're going to work on your cardio, your rehab, and this for the first month. We're going to grow into this the second month. We're going to grow into this. And then we're actually going to get into our sparring and our game planning and then just kind of evolve everything out as it went on. And the beautiful thing too for us, John, is like unrelatable to the MMA side of things where you're doing things so much as a team. This was so much predicated on just one individual to his needs and his specific outlook and the way we needed to approach the game. It reminded me a lot of like when during the COVID era, when there was just a small group of us that were training in the gym, everybody kind of had their specific style and game plan. And it really was a traditional boxing style of camp. So, we were able to just really add new tools, but all the same time in our approach to this fight, we wanted to stay unpredictable to the terms of what a conventional boxer would be doing. We wanted to stay on the terms of what we were doing well in MMA, but maybe apply some different flares that he might not see or be accustomed to that a big heavyweight conventional boxing style might be. That's why you saw us switching stances quite a bit. That's why you see different series out of Southpaw. We were trying to set up our step over series that a lot of guys, that we do in MMA. We try to get in the dirty boxing a lot more in this fight because I know that's where Tyson was good and was really good in his entire career, but I just didn't think it was the level we do well in MMA in the dirty boxing and clinching. You've seen the size of legs of Francis. You see the size of legs of Tyson Fury, right? It's just a matter of, hey,
Tyson found out very quickly. He thought he was going to just manhandle him in the clinch, and it was ugly for him.
It was ugly for him, And, Dewey really put together a beautiful camp, in my opinion. The way the camp was laid out and structured, it really fit the style of the fight that we ended up having. And then the way the sparring partners were lined up. We started sparring guys that were, I wouldn't say world beaters, but they were big, sufficient heavyweight guys that we were able to kind of grow into the boxing element. And then as the camp grew on, the style of guy got harder and tougher. And then by the time of the end of camp, we're sparring this Ukrainian guy who's like 12-0, and he's in the Nicksick camp. He was with Klitschko, and that guy made us better. You know, that guy really made us better for our last month of camp, having Alex around. So it was nice to see the evolution, if you will, of the way the camp progressed. And in the last couple weeks, man, we just really hit that peak to the point where, you know, we all had faith in Francis, but we're all looking around each other going like, hey, we could pull this fucking thing off, man. Like this is right where we need to be. So, you know, it was a beautiful job by Coach Dewey, John Moomba, you know, the whole team, man. I couldn't be happier with the way everything progressed.
100% agree. Okay.